Greetings and salutations, my friends. This is Comic Book Hangover with not a comic book video, but my twice monthly movie check-in, catch-up video. Just to recap, for some ungodly reason, I decided that since we got all of our movies out of storage, you can see some of our collection behind us. It's actually just maybe like a third of our collection. Since we got all of our movies, well, most of our movies out of storage, it would be a good idea, at least it was at the time, to watch one movie from our collection every day for the entire year of 2025. Something I've never done before. Not sure if I'm going to do it again. Actually, next year I have something different in mind, which would be a completely different thing for anything that I've ever done before. But that said, these are the movies that I watched in the first half of August 2025. Starting with, let me check my list. I write down all the movies that I watch here, so I want to make sure that okay, there we go. So first one, this is one that I picked up. I can't remember where I picked this one up from, but it's DVD, and it is Raising Arizona. Not a huge Nicolas Cage fan, mostly because I've not been able to forgive him for Ghost Rider and the Ghost Rider sequel. But that said, Raising Arizona is a good movie all the way around. It's sort of a heist movie with a baby involved. Not really much of a comedy, but it's got some good stuff. It's also got John Goodman in it. You really can't go wrong with that. Next one is probably one of the oldest movies that I watched. This is 1945, and Then There Were None, featuring a story that has been done over and over again. Basically, a group of people are invited to an island by a mysterious person, and each one of them is guilty of various crime, but among them is somebody who is actually killing them off. So it's a mystery. It's like, who's killing them? Who's next? There's these little Indians that are on the table, and every time one of the people dies, one of the Indians gets broken up. So there you go. And Then There Were None. Really good, really good movie. Like I said, it's a story that's been done over and over again. And then we have from 1940, I want to say about that time, W.C. Fields. I'm a huge W.C. Fields fan. I love it. So I got this collection here. Has 10 of his movies in it. So the one I watched this month was My Little Chickadee with Mae Young. No, not Mae Young. Wrong Mae. Mae West. Mae Young is somebody completely different. But Mae Young, who's known for the line of, oh, come up and see me sometime, So her and W.C. Fields were in this movie together. And the fun thing is they work together really well. On screen, they do seem to have a lot of chemistry, and it would have been nice to see them work together more. The problem is behind the scenes, those two apparently hated each other's guts, and they're always trying to one up each other with getting more lines in the movie. It was an interesting story when I was reading up on this one. Really interesting, the feud between these two. But W.C. Fields, I always love the guy. I think he's absolutely hilarious. And speaking of hilarious, from another collection, I did a lot of collections this month. I had the Bob Hope Bing Crosby, which unfortunately I got some water damage on the original box art, but I don't really care. The movies are fine. That's what matters to me. But this one here I watched from the road movies. There was 5 of them all together. The best one is Road to Morocco, so that's the one that I watched. And I also like that Road to Morocco. There's a couple of moments in there where they sort of break the fourth wall. There's a song that they do at the beginning when they're singing about the road to Morocco, and they're talking about all these dangers that they might face while they're on this adventure. But Bob Hope, looking at the camera, says it's okay because Paramount has a sign for 4 more years. Making reference to the fact that they worked at the time for Paramount Pictures, and they'd be perfectly safe in there. There's another fourth wall thing in there that I thought was pretty funny too, but you got to watch the movie to check that one out. Now coming up to something a little bit more modern. Also on DVD, I have not watched any Blu-rays so far yet for this half of the month. Second half of August, to remind you. Over the Hedge. It's one I've owned this one for years, and I've maybe only watched it once or twice. I would like to get this up on Blu-ray at least. Based on a comic strip. I've never seen it, but apparently it is based on a comic strip. Fun little film. These characters that they hibernate, they wake up, and they got to forage for food, but their entire forest they're used to has been taken over by an HOA. So there's a whole neighborhood there. So they have to try to get their food. There's a raccoon voiced by Bruce Willis who has his own thing going, who's trying to use the foragers to get food for himself to save his neck, and hilarity ensues. Good little fun family film. It is really good. And then the first Blu-ray that I watched is a sequel. It is Puppet Master 3 on Blu-ray. It looks good. This is the first time I've watched this one on Blu-ray, and it actually does look pretty good. I was really impressed with it. Puppet Master movies. If you know them, you know them. If you don't, you need to check them out, because for being a 10, 11 film franchise that's been majority straight to video, it's a fun little series. It's got some fun special effects in it, fun characters, fun all the way around. And speaking of fun, next up is the 25th anniversary edition Blu-ray release for UHF. I thought about getting the 4K for this, but in all honesty, it looks fine on Blu-ray, and I'm happy with that. So I've got the Blu-ray. Big, huge Weird Al Yankovic fan. I have been a Weird Al Yankovic fan pretty much my entire life. It's always been, even before I got into like wrestling. Yeah, before I got into wrestling and comic books hardcore, I was Weird Al fan. And actually, in about 2 weeks, from the day that I'm recording this video, in exactly 2 weeks, we're going to go see Weird Al Yankovic in concert. And it's going to be my 5th time seeing him. But the big thing is my son is going, my 10-year-old Torin, he's going with us, and it's going to be his very first concert. We're super excited about it. But UHF, great movie. It really should have I really wish it had done more and had a better chance in theaters, but it was up against a lot of competition back in the day. Next one, going back sometime again. This one here is The Agonite with Fred McMurray. This one, it's a fun sort of fish out of water film, but it's also known for introducing to the world the characters Ma and Pa Kettle. So I have all 10 of their movies as well. But a great little fun film about a young married couple that he decides he wants to leave the city, be on a farm, fix it up, and raise chickens and sell eggs and sell chickens and stuff. And of course, the wife is like, I'm not sure about all that. But things turn around in their favor, and everybody's happy, and the world has Ma and Pa Kettle as a result. So there you go. Another Blu-ray. This one's kind of self-explanatory. It's another one of those things. If you know, you know. It's Howl's Moving Castle. Great animated film. Wonderful adventure. It's studio. I say Ghibli, but some people say Ghibli. But it's another Miyazaki film. Miyazaki is always knocks it out of the park. Great animation. I love those. I love his movies. And Godzilla. Gotta watch a Godzilla film. Godzilla and Mothra Battle for the Earth. It's on this double feature that I picked up when it came out. So I paid maybe like $15-20 for this thing. Apparently it's worth a lot of money now. Doesn't matter. It's in my collection. It's not going anywhere. 4K. Hey, my first 4K for this half of the month. One that I really wish I'd have waited. I hate FOMO sometimes. I really do. I spent a lot. I spent the suggested price on this, so it wasn't marked up. I didn't get off of eBay or anything, but they wound up releasing it as a standard release shortly afterwards, and that was a bit cheaper, and I really wish I'd have done that. But that would be the Steelbook 4K edition of The Raid Redemption, a great, awesome action film. When I worked at Family Video, after this movie came out, this was the movie. Anybody who came in and said, I want a good action film, what do you recommend for a good action film? I'd always say Raid Redemption. Keep in mind, it does have a slow start, but once it starts, it does not let you go until the credits are rolling. And not a single person who watched it came back and said, no, it really wasn't that good of an action film. Everybody absolutely loved it. So Raid Redemption is one of those films. As soon as that fighting starts, martial arts fighting starts, man, it's on another level. It is an amazing film. Moving on, back to DVD, and one of these horrible, God, I hate these little cardboard cases that Warner Brothers insisted on continuing to use. But Osmosis Jones, another one I would like to update to Blu-ray. And I mean, we've got to discuss a film about germs, about white blood cells, about getting sick and snot and everything, all the things that guys like in movies. So there you go, Osmosis Jones, a lot of fun, and almost done here. So we've got probably one of the few movies that I'm keeping, even though it's a full screen, only because it's not available in any other format but DVD and this full screen, at least as far as I know, and that is Killer Tomatoes Strike Back. Pretty much all you need to say about that. There's a new Killer Tomato movie coming out. Going through all my Killer Tomato movies. Gotta love it. And okay, so here's another one that I picked up from Family Video when we were closing down. Never watched this. So it's sat in my collection for about what, 3 years or so now? 4 or 5 years. Man, how time flies. Anyway, have not watched it. I finally sat down and watched it, and it is a Jack Nicholson Going South. It's also got Danny DeVito in it. It's got Christopher Lloyd. It's got a lot of people in this movie, which it's kind of surprised that it's not. It doesn't get more play and more attention. But Going South, he plays an outlaw, gets caught, and in his area, in his town that he's getting hung in, they have this ordinance that if a woman from the town who owns land, they have to own land. If a female landowner says, "I will marry that man," then that guy will be saved from being hung. He winds up making that kind of a deal. Marianne Steenburgen is one of her first films. Actually, I think it's her first film. It's John Belushi's first film. But she's the one who says she'll marry him only because she needs his help with a gold mine. And just it's a fun little film. It's a good sort of a day in the life of comedy. You know, there's really nothing outrageous that happens in it, but it's a lot of fun. And the last film that I watched in the second half of August 2025 is the first, and I've got it in this collection here, the Star Trek from 2019, 2009. It came out in 2009, which is really unreal that it came out that long ago. But I watched the first one in this set. The only reason why I bought this set is because I had the first two. It was the Star Trek and Star Trek in the Darkness. But Star Trek Beyond I could not find on DVD. I'm sorry, I could not find on Blu-ray anywhere. Finally came across this at a good price. I think it was like $10. So I picked this up. I had to have it. It's just the only Star Trek movies that I really like because it has the philosophy of Star Trek, but also action, so you don't fall asleep halfway through the movie. So there you go. That is the list up to date through the second half of August. Now we're in the month of September, so we got September and October coming up. So in September, I start watching horror films. So I think with maybe one or two exceptions, from here until Halloween, October 31st, all the movies I'm going to be watching are going to be horror films. Now, they're going to be some hardcore stuff. I'm probably going to be watching stuff like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th, some of the classics, some of the great ones. But then there'll be some fun ones. There'll be like I've got like Ginger Snaps, I've got The Stuff, Frankenhooker, stuff like that. So it'll be horror, and we'll say horror adjacent movies is what I'll be watching. But should be a lot of fun. Thank you guys. That is it. But thank you for your support. Thank you for checking out these videos. I'm hoping you're enjoying them, and let me know how neat or how horrible you think my movie selection. Because all these movies that I'm watching are movies that I own, that I have consciously gone out and bought because I want them in my collection. So go through my videos and see what I've gotten so far. A lot of interesting stuff. I know I have a pretty eclectic taste in films. Some bargain basement stuff that I really do enjoy. But that's it. Everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you in another, 15 or so days with another round of movies from our collection. See ya.